First bi. First of all, I never identified as a
Well,
stud.
you was.
Yeah. Keep it that.
You know how I always start this story out is that I just found it very interesting and such a conundrum that, you know, I have identified as a lesbian. I don't know if we ever had like a conversation. Like I was like, oh, child, I am gay. I'm the gay.
I always knew though.
Yeah, like I didn't really have like, I mean, I had a few boyfriends.
The gay.
Yes. I had a few boyfriends or whatever, but they was not like somebody, I don't know. I never wanted nobody around to be around my kid and influencing my kid. And I seen how you would be. You would be like, oh, what's up? I need somebody in between this right here, this right here. Like, and y'all would get chummy and I'd be like, he gotta go. Cause you just don't know people, you know, as a parent and a single parent and a young single parent. So, but anyway, I'm pretty sure eventually you probably see a girl here and there. And so we never talked about it, but it was interesting to me that you knew because we casually spoke about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was as if like, oh, just so you know, you ain't got no choice. Your mom is gay as hell. I don't know if it was that or I just felt like always being honest with you as a parent in general. So I guess that's why I kept it so casual. But anyway, you was going through this step ladder of the LGBTQIA, the ubiquitous.
Yeah, I came out 2 times. maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like pan, I'm bi,
I was first bi. First of all, I never identified as a stud.
Well, you was stemming it up.
I always was masked. I always dressed masked, like, or whatever. I just dressed how I wanted. I didn't really consider anything, but.
And I was like, okay. And then it was, I'm non-binary.
It was just he, they pronouns, because I feel like most trans masked people understand, or most trans men understand, like, that transition phase of going for he, they, because being misgender so much, and then just standing on your he, him pronouns. Like, I feel like you should always do that no matter what, but it's hard to because of just society and people's assumption about gender. So, yeah, but all the things. The full process.
And then one day you said you want to talk, and you was like, I'm gonna be trans, and I think I'm gonna start the transition. And I was just like, huh? And I kind of was like, I think just because of my experience with trans
people,
because you know how I was like feeling like there were so many stories, that weren't, because remember I used to always be like, man, tell a story of joy in your trans story. Because I guess I was just worried about you going quote unquote that far because of like safety and
like medical safety or like society safety or both.
I hadn't heard any negative things about like doing surgeries or anything, but mainly society.
How they are and how hateful they are towards trans people.
And I think now and very quickly it transitioned to this, but now it's more like I fear for you as like a black man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
which means I understand that it means I fully accept you as, you're
who I am,
who you are. Yeah, like that's he, right? So I understand that, but that also puts this new pressure on me that I didn't have having a daughter,
as growing up,
black daughter at that, who mostly black daughters, they could take care of themselves, and even if something like that come up, there hasn't been as many Sandra Bland stories as there has been. Do you know what I'm saying?
George Floyd.
Yeah, there hasn't been as many, and I'm not saying that black women don't be in danger because we really do.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I feel like
your transitioning
it's a new layer of like precaution because I feel like yes, black women women in general are in danger in this world. Like but weirdly transitioning, I have a level of safety because like I feel comfortable walking outside at night being male presenting because I have less of a chance of someone wanting to attack me or take advantage of me. I mean, there's still people out there that want to do that to men, especially black men, but
but there's also people that do things out of fear of Black men.
Yeah,
So
true.
I think that's
But
something
I'm
that,
more conscious of that. I
Yeah.
think that's something I had to be more conscious about. Like me presenting as how I was previously, more feminine, or just presenting as a, cis female. Like people, I don't have to worry about if I'm walking up the street behind somebody. I need to worry about how I come off. Like sometimes I'll cross the street, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's weird. Like
and I
I
have to
worry
do
about
that
other
as
people.
just like a bigger, dark-skinned person. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that male presenting, that's how a lot of, especially them, they think that, I don't know, just something about. I think that's more so my concern, but I also realize that there is a love for Black men that are relatable, that are you're approachable,
right?
that
Very universal love.
Yeah,
like,
it's different.
Yeah, but also there's also hate, so it's two sides of it, where there's a lot of love, but also there can be a lot of hate, especially from hate groups and people who grow up, with white supremacist, ideas and beliefs and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but yeah, when you went through that stepladder of the LGBTQ, I was like, well, okay. And I feel like, I guess I step-laddered as well. Like, I was bi-curious for a while, but I was only calling myself that because I really couldn't see myself romantically involved with a male.
Right.
Like, they would be around, but it would not be anything to the effect of, like, I want to spend the rest of my life with them. And I would just be kind of transitioning in a way into, like, wait till I find me a gay girl. Like, and once that happened, and once I kind of got moved into that world, then I kind of always identified as, as being gay. I guess that's why I say queer, because I'm like, I'm just gay, and I do whatever I want to do as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a very.
And it's interesting because, like, I don't know, even coming out in the stepladder of ways is still, like, even sexuality and gender are different, so like it's odd in that way.
How did you feel like I felt like you was kind of not sneaking it, but it was like,
that's how you saw it, but from my perspective, like, I genuinely was trying to figure this out, like watching videos on videos, like just learn about people's experience, like learning more about myself, figuring out how I feel. Like, I feel like because being in a relationship, like, very early in my transition, like, pushed me to just, I don't know, like, just advocate for myself and just, like, I don't know, just really, like, dive deep in myself. That's why I didn't want to go through my transition in a relationship, because I just didn't know what the other side was going to look like. And so yeah, I didn't say anything because, like, if I don't know for sure, I didn't want to say anything. I'm just like, I want to figure it out.
So
and
did you tell me, and you told who else though?
You were like, I think maybe the only first person I told was Dion.
Okay.
And then it was you, like, after.
And it is kind of personal. Like, it is a journey of your own. You know what I mean? Like, it has its, like,
and just figuring
ups and
out
downs.
if it fits. Just because, like, the stigma of how people treat trans people, they just assume that detransition is, like, the result for most people. When in reality, it's like there's 1% of, trans people in the world, and then, like, the percentage of people that detransition is like 0.01. So you can imagine how small of a group that is, but they like to highlight that.
But they highlight that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because it's like, that's not typically the stuff that's on my timeline,
right.
but
you follow more queer RAN pages rather than pages that report on queer people, or like try to, like these, like, Black agencies that, hate on trans people, or will feel like they're innocently posting someone's transition knowing their audience hates trans people. Well, they be Christians
too. Like, there's like some sort of, like, ex-lesbian preacher woman.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Like, stuff and like, even, and the straights flock to that.
Yeah, that they've been, what do you call it?
It's confirming their fears, you know what I mean?
Like, they've been delivered or whatever. Like, that's the stuff, queer people, and they even joke about that, about how funny that is, like, being delivered, and...
Which is, and like, our household has never been religious. Like,
I mean, I grew up younger, but once I figured out, I'm like, I'm not religious. Like,
yeah, I didn't mind you going to a Christian academy, because in my mind, it's like, this is a private school. These are teachers that are teaching my kindergartner cursive. Like, so anything subsequently, I feel like you always had, no shade, but I always felt like you had, like, this stronger mind too. Like, you took information in, and did with it what you could.
Exactly. And that's how I still am. Like, I appreciate religion, like, as far as, like, the different structure and the different, like, ideas it can offer, because I can take and learn from anything, but that doesn't mean I have to, like, you know, dedicate my life to it.
Adopt it to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think that's even you know, how we grew up, like, even because, you know, my grandmother, she was the mother of the church, and like, she made us go to church even when we didn't live with, even when we lived with her. It would like even, well, you ain't got to go to my church, but you got to go to somebody's church. Like, it was that kind of energy. I don't know, I used that blueprint that those two generations that raised me had, and I just kind of flipped it. Yeah, I just couldn't do that to my child. Like,
because you didn't like how it felt.
I didn't like how
yourself.
it felt. It'd be in my journals and all this other kind of stuff. Mind you, I was like and even when I was younger, like, I would be having these moments of, like, there used to be this girl we used to have three-way, like, so you know, we had landlines, and we would call each other on the landline, like, have a party line, like, you know, everybody using a three-way. And so when that happened, there used to be this girl, her name was Lene. She was a good friend with my friend Mookie, rest in peace. But she had a deep ass voice, because she was, I don't know, she had a deep ass voice. But she would be on the phone with us, and I just would be like, who's gonna call Lene? Who's gonna call Lene? I just wanna get a little air candy. You know, like, but, you know, can you imagine going through that, and, you know, everything about your life is the church, or,
and the way they think about the church. And,
and the way that,
I mean, about queer people in the church.
Queer people, yeah. I feel like, I ain't gonna hold you, though. I've been thinking about this, though. My grandma Mamie I've never heard her say a disparaging thing about queer people ever in my life.
And her being so, like leadership in the church.
Yeah, I've never.
It's like there's no reason for these people to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, it's a choice. And also, a lot of them are raised that way and taught to be that hateful. It's just like, I mean, it's like not something you learn. Like, of course, you may be around people, but it's usually, that starts in their household. Like, a lot of these people who are homophobic and stuff like that. But,
I don't know. I never went out of my way to tell you any one particular group was anything, except for the people that you need to watch out for.
Yeah.
That are a potential threat to you. Yeah. Like, and you know, that ain't but really one person, one group.
Truly. And they make it obvious.
Right. I mean, and sometimes it's your own people. I'll tell you that too.
True. Exactly. And that's really all, like, but other than that, the way somebody's born, who they love, like, what they look like, how they dress, like, unless they're wearing a white robe and a pointy hat, then I don't really need to be worried about. Or a red, and these day and age, a red
hats. And, and
so.
now, I mean, they be going out of their way to just create hateful things towards like the gays. I can't, even every time I see those people coming up to them and, like, who are like, they come up there protesting the gay pride or whatever like that. I'm just like, you ain't got nothing else to do.
Literally. Like
you
if you believe in it so deeply, if this is the day where we all celebrating, well, you need to be out down at the church.
Right, but you went over to Hobby Lobby and spent your money and made this sign.
Right.
For what?
Right. Offer a drag queen to be in your face with a fan for 5 minutes straight while you talking about something they don't care about. Like, just. That's how they was at Pride. They was throwing that fan at them, and they was just like, anyway.
And I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
I'm not here to please you. Yeah.
And that's what they trying to negate the history. That's why they trying to delete the history, because queer people and trans people been around forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, we not going nowhere. Like, we just modernize and we evolving with the world just like y'all are, unfortunately. Like, and y'all not evolving at all.
And mind you, I do hear conversations that I'm like, I don't know what to make of this, you know, because it's not, I don't know. And it's not that I can't put myself in their shoes, but it's so new to me. Like, it's not like, and here's the thing. When people have whatever part of the lgbtq community that you are, that is a very different pathway. What you're looking to learn, people you're looking to hang out with, places you're looking to go are geared towards your lesbian or your bisexual or your, you know what I mean? People, I'm a nudist bisexual. Okay, cool. They got a group for that. You know what I mean? Like, people are literally just looking for their stuff. So that's why it's hard. I don't like to look at other queer people and go, oh, they don't like us. You know what I mean? Them and us kind of thing. I don't like to do that, because I just feel like
they already against all of us. Whether, like we might be against each other, but they're looking at both of us like y'all the same.
Yeah, because you're at your different social clubs, that doesn't mean anything in comparison to how collectively we got to fight together. And that's why I was listening to even Craig talking about like how, you know, the white gays, they have everything. The only place that they are even marginalized is their sexuality.
Exactly. And it shows, because it's crazy that now you're a part of a marginalized community. You would think you would be more
and they don't support the girls.
Right. And they're very inconsiderate.
They feel like they're above that.
Well, they feel like they're the exception.
They're the exception, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, he said that, and the first thing that did come to mind, and not saying us, because I guess we just had a queer household, but like those they're the exception because they're being accepted, like in their communities. They come to Thanksgiving with their husband. They come to, you know what I mean? Like they have a level of, they're coming home to love, and our people are not. We're being met with being jumped in a convenience store, the entire neighborhood. We're being met with, you know what I mean? We're being met with violence. So in our own homes, from our own people who share our DNA and all of that. And so I think that's another difference, that even more reason for them to go, you know what? We're in this together. So I do see why there is white pride and black pride, but...
Yeah, because the regular pride is white pride, which is the messed up part.
Right.
We had to make space for ourselves. Yeah, it doesn't say white pride.
But it might as well.
Yeah, truly. Well, it's a little different here, I won't lie, because it's more diverse. Like when I go to Pride, it is like literally a rainbow of people from different backgrounds. Even the parade itself, you know, you see Mexican Pride, you see black people, you see, you know, Indian people, you see people with just different backgrounds. Yeah. And they're all like unified. But obviously in like the Southeast, that is totally different. Everything's segregated, because I feel like nothing really integrated. Like,
I just never was energized and to want to go to one of those. Yeah. I've been to events around it, but I don't know, because
like you're regular pride.
Yeah, black pride, white pride. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's just like it's kind of like just a reason to celebrate. I feel like it's just a reason to come together, party, have a good time, and just be yourself. But you know, also, obviously, we should be doing that year round. But it's just like a specific.
But I let my hair down. I mean, it was very liberating just to see. That's why I was even like, I even just like walking up on it, and you start hearing people that's just
saying
sounds
amazing
beautiful.
things. Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Just like
it's just so powerful. Like and every time I've gone to one, that's how I felt. I felt almost for the first time in a long time, like community.
Right, community, so, like liberation, like, you know, these people are thinking the way I'm thinking, like, and when
that
you
should be seen, that y'all should see these numbers. How in NYC, how crowded, like in streets, all the way down to Chelsea Pier, all the way up to
they say we outside, and that's what I think it's about, is showing that we're here and we're queer and we're outside and we're in like you said, like it's numbers of us, like we're out here and we've been
we literally just stepped outside of our domiciles. You get to see us, you know what I mean, and you get to see that it ain't 10 of us, it ain't that one that you bully at work.
Thousands of us, like, and you
so
don't
I like
miss
that.
one of us.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, so
back to us though, like, I don't know, you and your stepladder, it was very interesting. I feel like I was watching out the corner of my eye, but I also feel like I'm a Scorpio, so I do feel like I have these strong ties to like the ideas of psychology and sexuality and things like that, and I do feel like it is deeply personal, because everybody is kind of still one of one, even if you jump into
this community, like that label,
community,
it feels look different for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like it's your own thing. Like it literally has its own like thumbprint or fingerprint. Yeah. And you know, because like even like when we listen to Maddie talking about what kind of trans girl she is and what she likes and things like that. There's other girls that
don't relate to that.
Yeah, that don't relate to that, and clearly because they buck against it. And I'm just like, I don't see nothing wrong with what she wants to do with her body. Yeah, that's her
preference. Like, you know, and that's why it was one of my trans friends was asking like, how do you feel about people who have genital preferences? And I'm like, that's on them. Like that's up to them. You choose what you know who you want to be with. Like, I mean, I mean, don't be discriminatory, don't be hateful towards someone who doesn't have what you want, but also just you can be specific, like, about what you want. If you know what you want, you know what you like.
But you don't have to be hateful about it ever.
Or like make someone feel less. Like that's where I draw the line, is making someone feel less or not. Like when they try to act like, you know, when that conversation, then Maddie says like, oh yeah, this is not where that conversation is going. I'm not saying trans men aren't men. Like cis men are just the men that she likes. That's fine. Like I don't know. Yeah, so that's on her. Like I feel like it's up to you, fine. As long as there's no hate involved or no invalidation.
But people
going
will
on,
hear those things
and they assume it's invalidation.
and it's not. And that's why. And I think we always need to be knowing the line between that, because I don't like how sometimes in the community people get offended by stuff. Like I get offended by people acting like lesbians are homophobic and all this. And I know we've had talks about different experiences that we know of. Yeah. But I'm looking at myself and I'm like, yeah, transphobic.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It exists, but I don't think it's the norm. But
yeah,
it definitely is.
But I feel like more people are saying that, and I'm like,
but I think more people are saying that because they probably are having that experience. Like, I mean, it's easy for a lesbian who has community to other and outs, like, just point their finger at someone else in the community, at least someone who's undeveloped and who is not secure, like, to be pointing fingers and, like, to be making someone feel other or to make them feel like less, like, whatever, because they do have a strong community. And like you were saying, like, that trans or two-spirit person or saying that they are... they still like feel like they lost a part of the community. I even hear other trans guys saying like, you know, them transitioning, they lost a big community, like, because the lesbian community is so strong, has such a strong history, like, and such a unifying and loving history. Like, yes, trans has a good history, but we don't have we're gaining the community, but it's been harder for us to unify because it's hard to even be visible to see each other sometimes. Like, some people choose to be stealth out of safety. Yeah. Like, it's hard to even see each other and go, oh my God, there you are. And I see people here who are visibly trans, but it's like they don't see me and go, oh, you're trans. Like, unless I was at the parade, you know, and I'm like looking at like, hey, like we got the flag, we both got the flag on, but it's like, and walking on the street or at work. And at work, obviously, is different because I work in a safe space, so I can be open and like unify with other trans people that I work with. But like that's not the norm in society. Like, but as far as like a queer person who is visibly queer or a lesbian who is like visibly queer, it's easy for them to connect with another lesbian in public because that's just, I don't know, it's just easier to, and it's safer, I would say, because the world has accepted lesbians and a little bit gay more now than trans.
They're getting treated by people like trying to bait them into try to find out about their sexuality, which is weird to me. Yeah. But I'm not saying I haven't had lesbian community, but it is pretty tight knit, I guess.
It is, but it is very tight knit, and like it feels very small, like a small world. And that's, I mean, it kind of feels like that.
I just dated somebody who dated somebody I dated before. Like,
it's giving the L word, that little map that you drawing out. Yeah, like, but I feel like everything is so like separated with the trans community. Like there's very little cliques of people, and that's what I forgot. Some trans person was saying this, and they were like, we all got our own little things going on. Or no, it was actually somebody in the interview, just a random person, and they were saying like, you know, we got all these little tiny communities, but like we need to be thinking bigger. Like we need to be thinking, okay, well I got something going on, you got something going on. We need to all come together and make something big, you know, and bring all of our communities to one place rather than having these little cliques and corners. Because with the way things are going, like we need to have numbers, like, you know, everybody need to be on one side.
But I also understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like it seems like with the trans journey, and I'm not saying that anybody else in the community, whatever, doesn't have this level of introspection, but it seems very concentrated and focused on creating yourself.
Yeah, I feel like it is a personal journey, and if you do run into other people like in different community groups and stuff that are on that same journey, that, you know, it's good to talk to them and like relate to them, because it can feel lonely because there's not a lot of trans people in the world, and the thing about it is, like, yeah, having, like, you're right, it's very personal. So, like, to even let someone in, like, I had, the first, like, trans mask group I even joined was very toxic, had, like, a bunch of younger trans mask people in it, and they were just, like, really feeding into the idea of toxic masculinity, thinking that is, like, masculinity, and, like, it's just, like, and then also just misogyny, too, feeding into that, thinking that is benefiting them, like, things like that. So, yes, you could find community, but it's about finding the right community, and the people who actually are fighting for the things, and, like, they're striving for more positive, you know,
interactions with
and
each
a more
other
positive
and
representation of what a man is, you know, like,
and that's and that I could appreciate. I often, you know, tell one of my friends, well, my son's a black feminist, so I mean, I did all right. You know,
and even having mentors and, like, the Black Trans Mentor program was really helpful, because they teach you, you know, about different just wellnesses and way to take care of yourself, because that's what lacks in masculinity and manhood in the world. So that's not something trans people should be even inspired by, because, like, you see how, you know, men are seen. Like, most women have a negative idea and perspective about men, so we're trying to recreate, like, a new mold, break the mold, you know. So I think that some people in community feed into it, thinking that validates their identity, but in reality, like, there's all types of men. Like, people don't realize how diverse manhood can be. Like, with Craig, how people try to invalidate his manhood because he's gay, you know, like, or something like that, you know. So,
and that's the thing, is, like, I think because you get to kind of curate your masculinity, it's like
you get to, like,
can remove misogyny, you can remove misogynoir, you can remove, you know, sort of like taking advantage of a certain privilege that males get to exert. And specifically being a black man is like doing that is, to me, backing up white supremacy, you know, by bringing up, by pushing your power on people and punching down and stuff like that. I do feel like that's a part of something that is just a really bad example of what it's like, or what it should be to be a black man. So again, I appreciate that you've taken everything over your stepladder and brought it into, you know, balance it out with who you intend to be. So,
and it's like, that's what I'm saying, transition never ends, especially with the fact that I'm evolving as the person that I have grown into. Like, so it's just still a matter of getting better. And I talked about this in, like, some of my previous videos about, like, even though I don't contribute to misogynoir and misogyny and, like, patriarchy and stuff like that, like, I recognize I still benefit from it. So, but yeah, like, I don't, not contributing to that, but also, like, benefiting from it. I still have a place of dismantling it, even though I didn't create it. I wasn't raised in it, you know, like.
And taking up for women, and like, you know, not allowing people to say stupid shit. Like, it really matters, and it really matters.
Calling men in, so they feel like, okay, I don't have to be, like, crappy to women to be a man.
A man, you know? Exactly. So I can appreciate having you out here in the world.
Well, thank you.
And I'm very proud of you anyway. Like, I always say that. I know, like, you be in your own zone, and we don't talk as much when we were apart, but, like, hopefully that will change so that we can you know, collaborate and create some kind of, like, visibility in the community.
And,
like, this is
unity,
a queer household,
like,
and we made it, and you can love on your kids the same.
You whether know? A queer parent or not. Like, I guess, what would you want to leave, like, message-wise after this conversation?
You know, I just watched Miss Mary Mackey go off on JB's mother over the internet, and I felt that in my soul. Like, as parents, protect your children, because even if they're 25, 35, 45, like, you're gonna want to see that they're happy, and that means allowing them to be the person that they intend to be, that they know they can be, right, and beyond, right? Because they're literally manifesting, and you have their back, and you care for them, and you support them, and it really makes a difference in their world. I hope, you know, just not being the anti-them. You know what I mean? So whatever you have to do, it's like, look past all that. I don't know where y'all get this animosity from. And you know, my son's a little spicy sometimes, but he's been like that since he was like 5 or 6 years old. So, you know, I'm learning who he is as a person and understanding that it is different from me. And I'm thankful. So, I don't know. You have to find a way to find a beautiful common ground where you can and start learning how to understand stuff. A lot of y'all don't want to understand where somebody else is coming from.
Right. You
And
just see what you've been seeing, and
Yeah.
that's what you think how it should be. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so great about there being a new generation and a new generation, because they are going to remix it, flip it up, rub it down. You know what I mean? And that's what's so great about it, because there's some hardships that my generation and the generation before that went through, and even my grandmother went through things as a masculine identified woman, that hopefully you never have to go through. You know what I mean? So I don't know, just appreciate the fact that your children are their own person. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And also, there's so much hate in this world. I understand the fear of that, and people be trying to let fear lead how they treat their kid after they come out or whatever. But it's in reality, don't lead with fear, just lead with love. Yes, there's hate in the world, but just love them through it, because at the end of the day, they're still going to be who they want to be. Now, they are going to be who they want to be, either with you or without you. That's your choice. So, yeah.
And lead with that.
Exactly.
It's they can get that bullshit from anywhere.
Right, but and from the person that made them and that raised them, at least show up, be different, because obviously that is the norm. Don't make that the norm for them too. Just go, well, there are some people who are really will care for you regardless and love you regardless. So just be that example, because regardless if you see the example in the world, be that for them.
Because it's acceptance. That shit really pushes through so much. It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels really good. It feels warm. It feels like home.
Yeah.
And so that's different from finding a reason to. And I think sometimes people think it's tough love or whatever. Oh, this is what they're going to do out there.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. Give them, they're going to get enough of that toughness out in the world. Show them the love that they don't have access to. And love is just is accepting in itself, just letting people be. It's not kind of trying to control them and the narrative of their life and stuff like that. It's loving them throughout the narrative of their life.
Right.
Yeah, but white people are swarming, so.
Yeah, it's getting a little.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask for an audience, so.
No.
Yeah.
You can catch it at www.
Let's get it. You think you will, but I'm with her. I make you stand in the mirror. I heard you one of the sheeple. I wanna one, no, we not equal. Down on your knees at the steeple, just like the masses of people. Waiting down there for a savior, but I got widow behavior. Me, I elevate daily.